Okay, hello Minecrafters and Infitechers. Here today to talk about the oil drilling rig. Now, I'm not going to go so much into how to build the thing because the quest book kind of, tells you what you need to make. It tells you how to make the book, and the book pretty much explains everything about putting the thing together. And there's plenty of other videos out there that basically go through how to make a solid machine steel casing, how to make a steel frame box. It doesn't take a genius to put them together, so I'm not going to go so much into that, but into just, I guess, how this guy works, and what kind of what some ways to how to use the thing, things I've learned about it. What fuels worked well, what types of power worked well, what didn't. So basically, you've got your oil drilling rig here. Again, once you've got it assembled, there is a mining pipe that you have to make to put into this thing. One thing that you'll notice, I'm actually down at near the bedrock level here, and that is because I really did not feel like wasting time and energy to drill very far down. This is beneath my base right now. My base is way up there, and I decided, well, let's see if I can strike oil around my base, rather than wait for it to drill a mining pipe, which will leave a big hole coming all the way down. And if it turns out you hit a dry hole, there's nothing, or there's something, or you hit a really small well that only gives you like 5 MB per pumping operation, you're gonna kind of regret having that big hole. I guess you have something to do with all that extra stone to fill it back in, but you're gonna have to recollect your pipe, take everything apart, put it together somewhere else. So it's really a good idea to pick the area you want to try to drill in, go down to bedrock, dig out a little area, and then set this guy up. You don't really have to dig out a huge area for it, so just and then you can kick it in, it'll tap the ground, and hey. And now if you want to move this back to the surface for, say, more automation or running a big drilling operation, and you don't want to have to keep coming underground to do it, I got to come all the way down here every time. But with the jetpack, it's not too far. I just fall and then stop myself from getting killed at the end. But if you don't have a jetpack yet, climbing up and down can be a little bit tedious, which is why you want to do large runs, really, of oil. So what my suggestion is, drill down here first. If it looks good, you'll have to take it up top side. Set a marker, use your map, set a waypoint, and make sure it's, use your F9 to make sure it's within the chunk. So you can hit F9 here, and you can actually see where the chunk boundaries are. So just make sure that you're within that, and then you could set up from top side. Then you have it. Then you wait for it to drill back down, but then at least you're going to get some good stuff. It does come at the cost of maintenance, doing maintenance again, which is really a big pain in the butt. If you remove any piece of this, you will not have to do maintenance unless you remove this guy here. If you remove the central piece machine, you will then have to redo all the maintenance to get it in good order again. So just be aware of that. So with this machine, you can actually use a variety of output hatches. I suggest MV or better, simply because if you turn this guy on and you forget to put an output on here, like a barrel, and it will pump to that barrel without any kind of special device at the end here, which is very nice. You can put a pipe here, and you can line barrels up here. You can use the railcraft tanks if you like, but I found the better use of iron and steel is actually on these drums. These drums are just absolutely awesome. You definitely should look them up in NEI and build them. They're not too difficult to make, but they are absolutely indispensable when it comes to oil and chemicals. You don't have to build tons of railcraft tanks that take up tons of room. They're portable. Once they have liquid in them, you can break them open, or you can knock them loose, pick them up and take them up, and you can move an enormous amount of stuff that way just using your inventory. So very, very much worth having. So anyway, if you do forget to put a barrel there, this will catch some of the output, and it'll give you time to realize what horrible thing you've done without hooking up your output, and you will then be able to, maybe not lose too much oil. Once this fills up, it will then keep running, and it will keep producing oil. And guess what? You're not. Now, another thing is, if your drums, for example, fills up, then this will fill up. It'll act as a bit of a buffer while you run and get another barrel. But if it does fill up, any further oil produced will be destroyed until this amount falls down again. So you do have to be aware of that. So, you can run a pipe out here as long as you want, and then just literally line it up with barrels. You can put them on top of the pipe and below the pipe too, and, pump to your heart's content then. And another nice thing about the drums is that you can just simply break them off as they fill up, take them up topside, do whatever you want with them, bring the empty ones back, and then just clunk them back into the line. And so anyway, enough about the barrels. Let's go into power. I use the advanced gas turbine. You can use the diesel. The diesel, nitro diesel, will do you wonders down here, but gas seems to work well. I have that biogas generator, which I covered in another video, and it does a pretty good job pumping oil. You do want to use a... you can put a battery buffer here if you want. I generally don't. I just use the power directly, and it seems to work just fine. Some people like to charge batteries, bring them down, just simply use batteries. You can do that as well if you like. You can charge them topside, come down here, feed them into the machine, and like I said, it's kind of up to you how do you want to power it. I did do some experiments, though, and I do want to kind of go over my back of the napkin things here. What I did is I filled this thing to 16 with 3 types of gases, and then I let it pump until it completely ran out of power. So what I came up with is, at medium voltage, biogas got me 51,712. Now again, this amount will vary because your oil fields are going to vary. And I think that one was producing somewhere between 300 and 400 at the time. So if you have one that pumps a little bit more, you're going to do a little bit better. It depends on your luck. But it was somewhere between 300 and 500 barrels, or what do they call it, millibars per cycle. So if you do it with HV, it's going to be faster, but it's less efficient. So anyway, when I did that, I got 51,712 barrels, or MB out of the thing. I got 89,088 using methane. Liquid propane gas, a gargantuan 301,568. I actually had to get another barrel to, I actually had to put more than one barrel in play to let it catch all the oil from that, or that brought up with that. So I tried this again with HV using the turbo gas turbine, and what came out of that was I only got about half as much with the biogas. I got 26,112. Methane, again, I actually got less than half, 37,376. Liquid propane gas, I got 212,480. Interestingly, the efficiency on that seemed to be much better. You actually have quite a nasty loss on the methane. I'm not sure how the logic of that works, but that is what I observed. Again, your own results might be a little bit different, simply because of differences in the oil fields. So anyway, I have actually done nitro diesel experiment with this particular well. This one gets about 490 per pump. So, and I actually did 1 single liter versions of that, and I got 470 with biogas. I got 2450 with methane, and if I tried diesel, nitro diesel gave me 27,930 with just 1 liter, or 1 full cell, essentially. So let me go ahead and throw this guy in, get it to work here. These guys in. I tend to just pump in short runs. I'm actually going to use this for the nitro diesel generator factory that I have come up with. So that I will be covering that in my next video. But as you can see, this guy's pumping here. We're getting a decent amount here. This will catch a little bit of overflow of the barrel fills. I don't have to worry about it filling with this amount of gas. This will only get me about 100,000 or so, which is enough to make a very fair amount of nitro diesel. And nitro diesel goes such a long way. I'm actually getting ready to upgrade my base to stop using biogas and using nitro diesel. The biogas I will probably relegate to simply pumping oil and running the nitro diesel factory itself. So I will carrot power that thing. The rest of my base, we're going to move up to nitro diesel. I've already got the blast furnace running on it, and that stuff is just heavenly. The blast furnace, I can cook just hundreds and hundreds of ingots of expensive stuff like aluminum and stainless steel, and a barrel of about 150,000 of that will last you a very, very long time. So Anyway, I'm just going to, that is pretty much it with the oil rig. Like I said, it's pretty simple. You know, hopefully these tips will help you get the most out of it. And anyway, like I said, start down here in the ground, start down here at ground level, see how you do. If you find a good thing, then if you want to, you can move it up topside, and you know, you don't have to run up and down as much to do your pumping. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.